Hi, and welcome to That's Ruddy Mysterious, a podcast of short tales about true mysteries. What happened to the Flannan Isles Lightkeepers? Who was responsible for the Gardner Museum heist? I'm not going to solve those mysteries, but they'll be interesting to learn about. I'm your host, Kelly with an I. Transcripts for all episodes can be found at that'sruddymysterious.wordpress.com. No apostrophe and no exclamation point.
Today's tale is about Mr. Fantastik. Mr. Fantastik first appeared on the song Antimatter off the 2003 album Take Me to Your Leader, which was released by rapper MF Doom. Doom released the album under the alias King Ghidorah. Mr. Fantastik opened the song before Doom joined in. In the first verse, Doom said, "Who is he? He need to get out more. Or either get out of here like some dang outlaw. Standing like Lurch, no herb in the record bin. Called him for a random search from the curbside checking in." But who was Mr. Fantastik? Mr. Fantastik made his second and last appearance on MF Doom's song Rap Snitch Knishes from the 2004 album Food, where it was alluded to that Mr. Fantastik may have been from Manhattan. The lyrics say, "Admiring my style, tour bus through Manhattan, plotting, plan the quickest, my flow's the sickest." The only other reference to Mr. Fantastik by MF Doom came in the song Deep Fried Friends off the same album. Doom says that he first met Mr. Fantastik at an arms deal. Doom, however, could have been referring to the Marvel comic book group of superheroes known as Fantastic Four. In the comics, Mr. Fantastik has the ability to stretch to great lengths, so the reference to the arms deal could be related to Mr. Fantastik's ability to stretch his arms. MF Doom was born Daniel DeMille in the UK on January 9, 1971, but moved to Long Island as a child. He first appeared in 1988 under the name Zev Love X in the group KMD, or Causing Much Damage. He appeared with his younger brother DJ Subrock. In the late 1990s, after DJ Subrock's death, Doom began his solo career under the name MF Doom. However, he has several aliases and pseudonyms. At times, he called himself King Ghidorah, Victor Vaughn, and Metalface. He was perhaps best known for his 2004 album, Mad Villainy. MF Doom was himself a mysterious rapper. He wore the same mask that Dr. Doom from the Marvel comic books wore. He also often used themes from comic books in his raps. DeMille called himself the writer and director of MF Doom, but did not refer to himself as this character's name. Because he wore a mask, he was able to maintain anonymity. In fact, he often sent doubles, who fans referred to as imposters, to interviews and shows. Sometimes when it came out that he'd sent an imposter, he'd show up on stage or in the interview, but other times he didn't. He liked to disorient his fans by using his pseudonyms and aliases and by sending doubles in his place. He often included himself in his own tracks using the names of different artists. MF Doom released his last solo album in 2009, but stayed active in the rapping scene, often collaborating with different artists. Doom died on October 31st, 2020 at the age of 49, but his death wasn't reported for another 2 months. There are several theories about who Mr. Fantastik could have been. Rodin was a member of the Doom-affiliated group Monsta Island SARS. He had a relationship with MF Doom that dated back to the late 1980s. Some people believe that Rodin is Mr. Fantastik, but that in order to be Mr. Fantastik, his voice was tuned down. People that believe that Rodin is Mr. Fantastik say that the two have similar voices, flows, and relationships with MF Doom. Rodin appeared on MF Doom's album More Food, which was a compilation of leftovers from the earlier album Food. However, detractors from this series say that Rodin is more aggressive and verbose than Mr. Fantastik was. Others believe that Mr. Fantastik was part of a group UFON. UFON is also a poorly known rap group consisting of 2 members, Mr. Fantastik and Slim Pickens. However, neither one sounds like the Mr. Fantastik from MF Doom's albums. People who don't believe in this theory say that there are 2 Mr. Fantastiks, while believers say that there cannot be 2. Another theory is that Mr. Fantastik is Count Basie. This theory started in 2012 on the forum Stone Throw. Supposedly, an employee of underground hip-hop confirmed this theory. Count Basie collaborated with MF Doom on the songs Potholders and Quite Buttery. Count Basie posted 2 Instagram stories about Mr. Fantastik. In the first, in 2018, he said he knew who Mr. Fantastik was, but never said who. The second Instagram post was in 2019, and in that post, Count Basie said he didn't know who Mr. Fantastik was. Despite Count Basie's insights, it's not likely that he is Mr. Fantastik. There are very few similarities between the 2 rappers. Some have even posited that Mr. Fantastik is the alter ego of some well-known rapper. Some believe that he is U-God, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Double K, or even Madlib, who worked with MF Doom sometimes, and who has been known to tune his voice on occasion. There is, however, little evidence to support any of these theories. Others say that Mr. Fantastik is just someone that Doom grew up with. One post on the Stone Throw forum says, "I had to ask a good source, and I was told Mr. Fantastik is a gully street dude you don't want to meet. LOL, seriously, he said making music is the last thing he's thinking about. So that would probably explain why he's so low-key." The strange thing is that people who have heard Mr. Fantastik on MF Doom's albums say that he was good enough to be on a solo career. So why didn't he? Despite this, others say that MF Doom was responsible for Mr. Fantastik's talent. Theories have flown on forums since Mr. Fantastik's debut in 2003. However, many fans are content to never know who Mr. Fantastik was. In fact, they say that they prefer to never know, which is probably a good thing, because after MF Doom's death, we're not likely to ever find out who Mr. Fantastik really was. Who do you think Mr. Fantastik was? Was he MF Doom himself, or someone else entirely? Was he Count Basie? Or maybe he was just someone that MF Doom knew from his childhood? If he was as good as everyone says, why didn't he ever start his own solo career? What do you think?
If you're listening on Spotify, scroll down and let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to today's episode of That's Ruddy Mysterious. I'm your host, Kelly with an I. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a review and follow That's Ruddy Mysterious to be updated about new episodes. Tune in next Tuesday for another thought-provoking tale.